Addressing the elephant in the room right off the bat. The thumbnail, no, it is not clickbait. We're going to talk about it. Is Pyramid better than Alpine? Well, let's take a trip back. That's right, to August of 1995, Car Audio and Electronics, where they tested powered EQs, including an Alpine model and a Pyramid model. Guess what? The Alpine 3218 came in number 3. The Clarion came in number 2, and guess what came in number 1? The Pyramid SE776G. The Pyramid at $147 was the least expensive model in the list, did the most amount of power, and had the most features. That's right, Pyramid topped Alpine, believe that. So the answer in this case, is Pyramid better than Alpine? Yes, it is. But it was definitely not all praise for the Pyramid, including outrageous power claims. Some companies make outrageous power claims for their powered equalizers. The worst offender of the models tested this month is Pyramid. If they're just plain out lying to you. Although it had the highest measured output power of the group, Pyramid's advertising labeling claims 200 watts 50 times 4, which is not true. However, in future issues of Car Audio and Electronics, Pyramid took the opportunity to brag and boast about this SE776G, ranked number 1 overall in Car Audio and Electronics' August 1995 test of 4 powered equalizers. Let's move to 1996, where they actually list this in the directory, and here we can see it there at the very top. This was their most expensive EQ at the time, $149 in 1996, equivalent to around $300 in 2024. Now, before you say these inflation numbers mean nothing, check out current listings here of EQ boosters on eBay, between $340 and $540, and sales between $170 and $175. These things actually do go for quite a bit of money. Those aren't even new in the box. But guess what is new in the box? That's right, this Pyramid Gold Series SE776G, brand new in the box, but we're going to open it today and show you guys what's inside, and we're going to test it. We're going to power some speakers. We're going to put it on the amp dyno, all that fun stuff. So let's get it out of the package here, see what's included. First off, you'll notice the hardware package, which includes the mounting ears, the mounting screws as well. Then we have the owner's manual. Now, I did scan this and put it on archive.org. I will leave a link in the video description below, so that way you guys can download it and see the awesomeness of this EQ and the features and specs and all that good stuff. But here is the main part of the program. That's right. Let's take a closer look at this equalizer, booster, amplifier, brand new, nearly 30 years later. Isn't that a thing of beauty? That's right. Let's pan across here in high dynamic range and wipe the drool from your chin, my friends. The Pyramid Gold Series SE776G 4-channel. On the bottom, it has all the listings here showing you how to hook the thing up. It was made in China, but let's get on to the features. Here on the left, you'll see the volume control. There's a fader control on the side, power on and off button, and an aux CD player input. Also, we have an LED display for memory there on the right, memory 1, 2, 3, and 4. We have the equalizer frequency selectors at the bottom. And of course, the main feature here is the graphic or spectrum display. We'll show that in action coming up. Preset memory storage there, the ME button. And across from there is the frequency up, down. I'll show you how that works when we power it up. Also, the spectrum analyzer, it says GS, which is graphic or spectrum. Below that is the flat curve selector. If you prefer flat, that's for you. Then we have 4 stored memory selections here for saving your favorite types of V-pattern settings for future use. Now let's get this thing wired up here using one of these terminal strips. I'll leave links in the video description for these terminal strips. They are very useful, and guess what? Yes, it still works. We don't have any sounds going in right now because we're just showing the graphics segment work, and it does have a green backlit here to all the buttons. Brand new from 1995 or 1996, and it works. But you know what? Before we get too far in this video, you know what we're going to have to do. That's right. We're going to have to power up the amp dyno, get this thing hooked up, and find out the true output power. On the left, you'll see the output power in watts. In the middle, the ohm load. On the right, the voltage of the dyno. Let's hit it up and fire it up.
Hold on to your butts.
Okay, so at 4 ohms, they rate it 25 watts by 4 maximum, or the box says 50 by 4 maximum, so who knows which is true the max number. But let's try it certified here, 1% distortion. At 13.8 volts, we get about 10 watts times 4. So, yeah, not quite a whole lot. Now, they got 15 watts back in the test in the magazine, but we're going to boost the voltage up here in just a minute and try and see what we get. Uncertified to clipping, we get 11 watts at 13.8. Then we ran the dynamic test. All these tests were run at 1 kilohertz. You can see it's about the same, right at about 11 watts per channel. Nothing too exciting here, but you have to remember, back in the day, head units had 3 or 4 watts of output power, so these actually did boost it up some. But speaking of boosting, let's turn up that voltage a little bit to around 14.5 volts. Try it again and see if we can get closer to that 15 watts they got. And almost, we got 13 and 12 right at 14.44. That is to 1% distortion using the 1 kilohertz track. Uncertified to clipping, still didn't quite get the 15, but we did get 14 on one of the channels at 14.42. Dynamically, were we able to get 15? No. Still 14. We're close though. And there are some component tolerances, and this thing is old, so we give it a pass. Now, as far as the results go, we did test at 8 ohms as well. You can see that about 7 watts per channel. At 4 ohms, we got around 13 watts per channel using that higher voltage. Now we're going to power up this equalizer and try it out with some music. We're going to try it first with the best speakers known to man. After that, we're going to move on to the ELAC bookshelf speaker. So let's go. Although the 9-way 6x9 speakers are the best speakers known to man, let's try the ELAC bookshelf speakers, see how it sounds with those. And here's proof the V pattern rules. Get out your Kleenex and wipe away the tears from the beauty that you're experiencing from this music. But now let's move on to some bass music and see how those woofers flex. Thoroughly impressed I was with this SE776G from Pyramid, but let's find out what's inside. Take off some of the screws here. This amplifier equalizer that has never been opened before. Take this top panel off. There's a little piece of cardboard here to protect it from shorting out. There's a circuit board here on the top, which we have to take out 4 additional screws so that we can pry it over and take a look at the mess. Holy moly, check this out. There's more ribbons here than at Michael's. There's more caps here than Compton on a Saturday night.
This is not a Mickey Mouse program.
But no, seriously, lots of stuff going on here. It's amazing it still works. We can see the Sanyo chips here. These are the driver boards for the equalizer display, the graphic display. There's a couple there. And here on the back of the amp where the heatsink is, we'll show that in a minute and show the different components. You can see there's a lot of capacitors. If you want to recap this, it would take you a long time. I'm sure that it needs to be done. But let's move to the back here near the heatsink. You'll see there's 2 chips here. These are head unit style amplifier chips. These are the Toshiba TA8220H. And if we look at the spec sheet, each chip is rated 30 watts by 2 at 14.4 volts, 1 kilohertz, 10% distortion at 2 ohms. As we've seen before, it doesn't always translate into real-world use inside of an amplifier, but let's move on to the pros and cons of this Pyramid equalizer. First off, better than ALPINE, yes, proven from the magazine, 25 years old and still working. Has a very cool digital display here with the spectrum readout, has high and low inputs, has memories for your equalizer, has an auxiliary input, a volume control, and 4 channels of power. Things that could be better. Unobtainium, good luck finding one these days. No RCA pass-through. It could be more powerful. There's only one display mode. When you hit the display feature, it doesn't allow you to select multiple different modes. It is 25 years old, surely needs to be recapped, it needs to be serviced. And the brand name stigma of Pyramid, you're going to have to walk around with that magazine article in your back pocket to prove to people that, hey, Pyramid's actually better than ALPINE in this case. But as long as you're a do-it-yourselfer, you're willing to spend $229 at Flea Market Freddy's outlet, you could have something like this back in the day. But today, good luck finding one. Hope you guys did have fun watching the video. Let me know in the video description below if you ever use Pyramid. Thanks always for watching. Till next time, Big D, I'm out of here. End of the video, crew. Thanks for sticking around. Let's try dynamic power here at 2 ohms, dynamic burst 1 kilohertz, and we still can't quite get that 15 watts, but yes, we do on one channel. 15 and 13 at 13.8. Thanks again for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you guys liked this video. I had so much fun making it. This is a really cool item from back in the day. Let me know down below what you think of this and what you want to see next. Big D, I'm out.